Hello and welcome to a brand new week here on my channel. My name is Samantha and today I'm sharing with you something I don't think I've ever shared with you, and that is the brand W7. Now, one of you mentioned that this palette was available. You actually sent me pictures of it and I was blown away by what it looked like. And of course, the Socialite palette is a dupe for the, and let me just get this up on my phone. It's the, I want to get the name right, it's the new Huda Beauty Nude Eyeshadow Palette. That is £56. Now, I have got a picture of it here because I don't actually own it. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So that's what that one looks like. So that's the Huda Beauty Nude palette. Now you can pick that up from Cult Beauty for £56. But this is the new W7 Socialite palette. And the packaging looks like that. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of a tour of the packaging. Give you a little bit of a close up so you can see that that's gold. So the W7 logo there, along with the name of the palette, says that it's an indulgent, multi-textured, pressed pigment palette. And the packaging looks very peachy, mauvey, with all of these bubbles on there. Now, it is a card palette, so it's that thick and it has this gold banding around it. I suppose that's actually gold. Yep, it runs all the way through the palette itself where the pans are. And then turning the palette over, you've got again the W7 logo, name of the palette, the pans there, and then you've got a little bit of information there, which is the ingredients. Yeah, it's the ingredients, and it is an ingredient for, there's 4 ingredient listings, and it gives you the numbers of the pans and the ingredients for those separate pans. So obviously there are different textured eyeshadows here, which obviously have different ingredients. This retails for just under £12. I picked it up from the W7 UK website, and I'll link that down below. Now, some of the W7 eyeshadows are sold at B&M in the UK. This one isn't, so you will need to pick it up from the W7 website itself. Like I say, it's just under £12. So let's have a look inside. So you do get a mirror there. So there's the mirror. And then you also get a brush. So let's get this brush out. Okay, so this is the brush. It's double-ended and it comes with a little bit of a wrapper over it. So it's like that. So you have a fluffy end and then you have a flat packer end. Okay, I'll just actually get one of my, where is that? One of my brushes from Primark, the eye contour brush, because I know a lot of you have that, just to give you a little bit of an indication of the length of that. It is a little bit shorter, but it's short because it fits into the palette itself. Then let's have a look at these eyeshadows. So we have got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 shadows. And I must say that it looks very, very similar to the Huda palette. Again, I'm just going to get that up on my phone. The only reason I'm doing this is because I don't own it. I'm not paying £56 for an eyeshadow palette. So there's the Huda Beauty palette. There's this one, obviously upside down. Okay. To me, and I'm just going to have a look at the picture close up, they look, I'm just going through all the rows, they look actually spot on from the picture from Cult Beauty. So this looks spot on. Every shade seems to be in the same place as the Huda Beauty. Okay. I know that W7 does do other dupes. In fact, what I'm doing this week is, in fact, I've purchased a number of their palettes and I'm going to be sharing them with you over the next couple of days. So I'll be sharing those with you and what I think of those palettes as well, you know, compared to the dupes, because I've tested out a lot of those as well. And I'm also going to be sharing with you in those videos if there's any other palettes that are similar to those as well. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing all of that good stuff over the next week, but I thought I would start off with this palette. It just looks exactly like it. So what I'm going to do now is do a few swatches. I'll roll up my sleeve and then I'll get into an eye look for you. Okay, so let's start off with the first row. I think I'll do row by row. Now, I haven't used W7 for a long time, so it's like, I suppose, I'm testing the brand out from, you know, as a brand new customer basically. Okay, now also I have seen a few reviews and the reviews seem to be a little bit hit and miss, but mostly popular, or positive, sorry, not popular, positive. So this is the first row. Now this is a matte cream shade called Pearl Clutch. You can hardly see it because it resembles my skin tone, but it is there. Then we move on to one of those, it's like a, I don't know, it's like a pressed glitter pigment, like a pigment, and it is absolutely beautiful. I wasn't expecting it, I really wasn't expecting that, and that one is called High Society. It is stunning. Then we have another matte shade called RSVP. Then we have another one of these pressed pigments here called, and I can hardly read it, it's so small, Old Money. Then we have this one, in fact that's like a duochrome, because in the pan it looks very pink and you can see that reflection there, but then it looks like, I don't know, like a golden kind of shade as well. Then we move on to this mauve matte, which is called Nouveau Riche. And then we have the last matte shade there, which is called, I think, yeah, Members Club. So that's your first row. First impressions on swatches, amazing. Okay, next row. Yeah, I'll go over here. That's a beautiful colour. Oops, not swatched it in the best place. Let me just get a wipe. Love, love, love that shade. I've just come across another formula. And then the last one. Okay, so we have now the middle row. Just going to scooch round. So the first shade is, what's this called? Debutante, and it's a mauve matte. We then have another one of those pressed pigments there. That is stunning, and that is called Extravagance. Then we have another matte called Cosmopolitan. Then we have another formula, and these are pressed glitters, and that is called Blue Blood, that one. I didn't actually press it because I didn't realise it was a pressed glitter. It actually swatched very, very well for a glitter. Then we have Pink Diamonds, which again is another pressed glitter. And then we have the last in that row, which is called First Class. And that is just like a regular shimmer. So it's not a pressed pigment, it's not a glitter, it is a regular shimmer, and again swatched beautifully. So there's your first two rows. I think I'm going to have to swatch on my other arm, just because the swatches are so fantastic. Okay, now I've heard about this in the Huda palette, and they've also got this in this one. It's called, can't read the shade, Refined, and it's a cream. Not quite sure what I would use it for, but very interesting nonetheless. very, very impressed with these swatches. They are swatching beautifully. And those pressed pigment shades feel beautiful, like butter. Okay, so we've got the last row here. I mean, wow. This is that cream shade called Refined. I suppose you could use that to prime your lids. You could use it to cut your crease, I suppose, and also carve out your brow. But very good pigmentation. Then we have this matte shade. I think it's Worldly. It's difficult to see because it's such a shiny background. Then we have Polished, which is again another matte shade. Then we have Classy, another matte shade. This one is one of those pressed pigments and it's About Town. I mean, wow. And then the very last shade is called Sophisticated. So there are all, so row 1, 2, oh, I can't scooch round at the moment, and then the third one. So all of your shades there. So I'm very, very intrigued to see how these then apply on the eye because, wow, am I impressed. Okay, so I think I'm going to start off with this fluffy brush from Primark. It is the 251 Eye Increase Contour Brush. Looks like that, of course. And what am I going to start off with? I think I'm going to start off with, let's set the eye first. Let's set the base by using Pearl Clutch. Yeah, that one there. So that matte one, just to set the base. Just going to move my mirror. As always, I'll try and use, you know, a number of the shades for different areas to build it up. I don't know if I'm going to use that cream shade though, but we'll see as we go. Okay, now I'm going to use, what shall I go in with? Oh, there's so many beautiful shades. I think I'm going to go in with Cosmopolitan, which is this one here. Still using that big fluffy brush. Let's see. Now, like I said, the reviews seemed mixed, but on the whole, they seemed positive. And I think who would pay £56 when you have an alternative that is 12? But obviously, that's why I'm testing it out today to see if it actually is good. Well, so far that's given me great pigmentation. It's blended like an absolute dream. Love that. It's blended really well. Sometimes when I go in with a deeper or mid-tone base colour, sometimes you don't get that line at the top. Not with this one. It has blended beautifully. Love that. Just going to put on another, see if I can build it up. Okay, yeah, you can build that up. Absolutely beautiful colour. Okay, now I'm going to swap brushes, and where did I put my eye contour brush? I know it's here because I just had it, didn't I? There it is. Staring me right in the face. Okay, I'm going to go deeper now, and I think I'm going to try Polished, this shade here. So the one below Cosmopolitan. Beautiful shade. Actually, I'm going to put that all over the lid. Gorgeous. Love that shade so much. Oh, stunning. I've really actually really like this look where you put it all over the lid, put it in the crease, and then add a shade on top of it. Really like that, so I'm gonna try something a little bit different today. Oh, I really love it. These are my perfect colours. I really like mauves. That is beautiful. I'm just going to go in with Cosmopolitan, which was the first shade that I laid down on the same brush, and I'm just going to pop that underneath. So I don't want the underneath to be too heavy, but then again I want something, I want a little bit of something there. Again, blends out beautifully. Stunning. Now I'm going to go a little bit deeper now. I do find shades like this, Nouveau Riche, which are that deep purple shade, I usually find them a little bit tricky to work with. So I'm going to try that one out and see how I get on with that. So I'm just buffing that through the crease. Haven't had a problem at all with blendability with these at all. What I've seen over the last couple of days, because obviously I've done a fair bit of homework, you know, looking at all of the palettes. I'm just going underneath with the rest, or what's left on that brush. I think W7 have really come a long way from, you know, and when I purchased from them, it was a number of years ago. And it was when they first introduced those their eyeshadows in the tins, so it was a while ago. But yeah, they seem to be a company that like to dupe very expensive palettes. So yeah, really love the fact that I've been able to pick up a palette that is duping the Huda Nude, because I did have my eye on it, but I just thought I can't warrant spending £56 on an eyeshadow palette. I have actually purchased Huda's palettes in the past, and I really didn't like the quality. Okay, so that is the base so far. Really love it. And in fact, that Nouveau Riche shade is the deepest that you can go from the palette. So that is the deepest shade there, that Nouveau Riche. So yeah, obviously if you like black, you might need to add that. But I must say that it looks beautiful. Love it. Okay, and I was thinking to myself, have I made a mistake? Because like I say, I have tried W7 in the past and I was disappointed and thought, oh, you know, but like I say, it seems like they've come a long way. Beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow, and I really want to try these textured eyeshadows, and I think I want to go with this pink one here. Is it About Town? Let me just try that. I think it is About Town, which is the bottom one, that one there. Okay, so let's apply that. That is stunning, and it's like a cream. Oh, it just goes on like a cream formula. Love that. Okay, I don't actually think that you will need to cut the crease. It just gives you that cut crease kind of look. I mean, stunning. Okay, I'm going to go into, that was About Town, I'm going to go into Extravaganza, which is this one here, which is a little bit lighter, and it's got some pink. I'm just going to put that on the centre there. So again, that was another pressed pigment, that same formula. I mean, it looks like I've put a cream on my eye. That's what it looks like. I'm just going to actually pat down either side, just because I want it more blended. Okay, that is just stunning. There was a tiny, and when I say tiny, I mean tiny, little bit of fallout here, but nothing major. and it's just swept away, so that's fine. Yeah, nothing major at all. Okay, now I want to do the inner corner, and what shall I do? Okay, just get my brush this time, and I think I'm going to go into oh goodness, I wish that they had a shimmer in here that was, I don't want to use one of these pressed pigments, but I'm going to have to. I think I'm going to go into High Society, and I've changed brushes again to the 250 pencil and powder smudge brush. So I'm going to go into High Society, which is this one on the top row. I want something quite reflective. Yeah, as I thought, it's not going to work with a brush, but I'm not going to put it on with a finger because I would just put it everywhere. So I'm just going to see if I can build it up. I can build it up slightly, but as with actual Huda Beauty eyeshadows, they work better with a finger. Yeah. Getting a little bit more pigmentation. There we go. That'll have to be enough because I think I could probably sit there forever. They just don't want to work with a finger basically. But I sort of knew that anyway. Okay, I'm going to apply a little bit of eyeliner on the inner eye. Like that, and then of course I'm going to add mascara. And then once I've done this, I will give you my thoughts. A little bit, there we go, missed a few bits. Okay, so just move my hair out of the way. Okay, so that is the eye look. So now what I'm going to do is just give you my thoughts on the palette. So first of all, really love the price point. I love the fact, if we're going to compare it to the Huda Beauty, love the fact that W7 have brought out a palette that dupes the Huda Beauty Nude palette, because yes, I really wanted it, but I'm not going to pay £56 for it. And not only that, I have tested out Huda the Desert Dusk, and I've also tested out one of the smaller palettes, I think it's the rosier toned ones that she's released, and I wasn't impressed with either, to be honest. So I was really thrilled with this. So I love the price point. Just under £12 is perfect. I think the card packaging, love that as well. It's quite lightweight. I think the only negative thing that I can say about the packaging, I would have liked it a little bit weighty. In my mind, if I've got a little bit of a weightier palette, it shouts a little bit more expensive to me. That's the only thing. But apart from that, really love all of this. Love it. Love also the details on the back. They've given me the shades, which is what I want on a palette. They've given me the ingredients, the separate ingredients for separate shades, because of course you've got a mix of formulas here. Inside, anyone who loves a mirror, you've got the mirror, so you've got that there. You also get a little bit of a brush. I think this is a brush that will work, but I tend to stay away from these kind of brushes, just because I'm always thinking, are they going to work? So perhaps in another video I will try that, but you know, I stick to the brushes that I know and love. And then getting on to the actual shades. I mean, first of all, swatches. I mean, obviously, I always say don't go by the swatches, it's how they appear on the eyes, you know, because sometimes, in fact, a lot of the time these days, the swatches seem to be rubbish and then they work on the eye. In this case, I was really pleased with the swatches. They are beautiful. They worked so well. I mean, that one could have gone, I think, all the way around my arm. I really love the shade range in here. Of course, you know, I love the look of the Huda Beauty, but this one, Socialite, beautiful shades, absolutely love it. Also love the mix of formulas. So you've got matte, you've got your shimmer, you've got your pressed pigment, and you've also got some pressed glitters there. So you've got 4 formulas in here, beautiful, absolutely stunning. I just love the shade range in here. It is me in a palette. I love mauves. So how did they work on the eye? Well, the mattes, beautiful. They blended beautifully. I've not got that line there. I literally do have a beautifully blended eyeshadow, and I used, what did I use? I used this one to set the base. I then went in with this one here. I then went in with this one here. And I went in with this one here, which is the deepest shade within the palette. So that was my base. Looks beautiful, beautifully blended, stunning. And then I went in with this one on the lid first of all, and then for a little bit of a spotlight I added that one right in the centre. I mean, oh, love it. For such an inexpensive palette, I've really got the look that I want from the Huda Beauty, but in a less expensive palette. And it's just worked. It's blended. It's beautiful. It's stunning. I mean, I feel like I've got a cream eyeshadow on the lid. Just amazing. I would, out of 5, I would rate that palette a 5 out of 5. There is nothing that I can say that's negative about the shades. The only thing I can say is I wish the palette was a little bit weighty, but you know, that's nothing. It's obviously how they work on the eye. Just beautiful. Absolutely love it. Love it so much. I've got, I had placed a second order actually, but I've also already got a couple of shadows, a couple of palettes to share with you that I'm really interested in, that dupes a lot of the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. So I'll be sharing those with you over the next couple of days. What I would say is that there's one that I can't wait to share with you that I actually found in B&M for £2.99. So yeah, I'll be mentioning all of that in the up and coming videos. But I would really love your thoughts. What are you thinking to this eye look? I am blown away by the lid shades. They just look like cream eyeshadows. They felt so buttery, and oh, stunning. Absolutely stunning. So yeah, I really want to hear your thoughts now. Have you picked up that palette? I know one of you definitely have, because one of you contacted me. So thank you so much, Hayley, for letting me know about this beautiful palette. You are absolutely right. It is amazing. So thank you so much. And anybody out there that has any other palettes that they think I ought to know about, please obviously DM me. All of the details are down below. But yeah, I'll leave it in your hands. What are you thinking? Love to hear your thoughts. And of course, if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would love it if you subscribe to watch further videos. But as always, until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.